get started in like a couple minutes. What do you guys say? It's been a while since I busted out the piano, so why not? How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome, welcome. Kind of have like a loose agenda tonight, just kind of hanging out, writing a little bit of code, and probably get distracted 8,000 times during it. What's up, Random Logic? How you doing? What's up, Atomic? What's up, Alka? Alka? You gotta tell me how to say your name. What's going on over YouTube? What's up, Dawn? What's up, Happy Journey Gateway? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, Eucephaly? How you doing? Let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right or not. Hi. What's up, Pepper Pops? What's up, Nagy? That's all I got. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Digging the piano? That's nice. Appreciate it. Not like all, more like ale. Alka. Alright, fair enough. Random Logic. Hey Dave, thought you'd like to know I officially started streaming. Yo, congratulations. That is super cool. Are you using those streaming scripts that we went over on the video? That's awesome. Congratulations. That's huge. Probably so annoying you guys can hear the keyboard sounds and the actual keyboard. Oh man. You shilled my course yesterday? That's awesome. Oh man, hopefully I made a lot of sales from it. Just kidding, the course is free. Oh man. Also, of course, you guys were here for the stream, but it's real. It exists. You suck at programming, 100,000 subscribers. Beautiful. Amazing. Let's see if we can awkwardly get some stuff in the reflection. Nice. Haha. It's here. It's real. It exists. 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's go. Hopefully you guys were here live for that stream. It was a ton of fun. And at this point, that was a couple weeks ago. I'm at 104,000, which doesn't sound like much, right? You go from 100 to 104, but like that's 4,000 people. That's bigger than some people's channels. So that's crazy. Congrats. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen to this forever? Hey, I appreciate that. I could just play this forever. Like, my brain doesn't really process what I'm doing. I kind of just let my fingers play the piano and it just happens. Sometimes when I'm on voice calls with people, if I'm using this computer, I have to actually move the keyboard physically away because I'll just be idly playing the keyboard and you can hear, like they can just hear the plastic keys being hit. Much more. Thank you. What a nice comment. You deserve more. Listen, we're getting there. 100K first. We'll get to 200K next. Let's see. If you do that much longer, I'm gonna fall asleep. Listen, if it's 2 and you gotta go to bed, I won't hold it against you. That is totally okay. Yeah, you got it, Beast Mode Clips. That's absolute. I'm a huge radio fan head. That's it. No, I nailed it. That's what I meant to say. Radiohead fan, dude. I love their music. Oh my god, it's so good. So much of it. I just know. sing, but you know. Yeah, that's the best you'll get out of me. That's as much as I can sing. Keyboard's so weird because it's not weighted keys. Sometimes I just hit them too hard. Alright, we should probably write some code, huh? Yeah, we should probably be writing some code. What's up, Astrolites? How you doing? First stream I've caught live. Congrats on 100K, Dave. Hey, that's awesome. Welcome. Thank you. Sunburn. Wow. Hey, there we go. Someone who knows Muse. That's a great song, isn't it? It's so much fun to play on piano. It's easier than I thought it would be. It was weird to learn at first, but once your fingers get the muscle memory for it, it's pretty simple. Just even then, I still switch up the fingers. I'm not that consistent. XRs in the chat. Oh, this is hard to play. This keyboard's not built for this. I'm gonna run out of keyboard space. Yeah, I need more keyboard up here. Let's see what else we can do. I'll run out of keyboard again. There's just not enough keyboard. I need the 88 keys. I don't have that in front of me. There we go. Let's take these off. All right, gamers. Oh, yeah. All right, we out here. YSAP live concert. Yo, that's right. That's right. I'm cooking right now. This is perfect. I can't follow code yet, but great music. Hey, that's awesome. Welcome. Don't worry. Even if you can't follow code because you're cooking or you don't know how to code, doesn't matter. Like, we still have fun on here. So my live streams are fun because that's when I can write really bad code and just kind of like screw things up. And it's fun because we learn in the process. We need a You Suck at Piano channel now. You know what's funny? Before I made programming content, I made music. Like, I have a music YouTube channel that I tried to grow before I made programming content. It just hit 10,000 subscribers. That took like 8 years to get to 10,000 subscribers. It took 2 years to get to 100,000 with programming. So people like the programming more. Obviously, I can kind of be more, you get to see more of who I am. It's not just me posting music. But I do have a music channel. If you just search for Dave Eddy on YouTube, it'll come up. You search for Dave Eddy on Spotify. I have albums and stuff. You can listen to it. So. Oh, man. Whoa. Oh, my God, my neck is so sore. Oh, I don't know why my neck is so sore. It's so stupid. Let's see. You made me start learning Rust? That's so interesting. I don't even write that much Rust on my channel. I would like to change that. I really, really like Rust, the language. That's why we're going to dive into some Rust today. I got 1.1K on Twitch already. Oh my God, I do. I have I have 1,087 followers on Twitch and 38 subscribers. You guys are nuts. Thank you. Listen, I I just know people complain when I only streamed on YouTube. They really, really wanted me on Twitch, so I just decided to start dual streaming on Twitch so I could be on both, you know? And people actually like Twitch, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. Twitch is like a really cool ecosystem and stuff. I think it's really neat. So that's awesome, dude. That's super sick. All right. So what do you guys say? We dive into some code? The project I want to build today, and I don't know what it's going to be like exactly, is it's heavily inspired by syslog. That's a terrible way of describing it. Hold on, let me do this better. I don't know. Here, I'll tell you. Let me back up and collect my thoughts. Stream. I might cut this video and turn it into a YouTube video. I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet. I might. So I'm gonna do like a YouTube style introduction, all right? So you guys will get to be here for it. So that's what's going on here. I'm just trying to think of how to introduce this project because I have a rough idea of what I'm gonna make. I think I want to bury the lead with syslog. All right, so the project I want to build today is going to be in Rust, and it's going to be a simple server or daemon that lives on my home network, and other services, other programs, other computers can talk to it and submit events to it. Now, if you're thinking, okay, this is like a very simple like syslog server, yeah, exactly. It's completely inspired by this. I've written software like this at past companies. My previous company, I wrote something that was very similar to this, and the company before that, I also wrote something that was very similar to this. So I've written this software multiple times in different languages using different libraries or crates or whatever they are. So I want to build my own version of it, make it open source, and make it simple. Because the last two iterations were like specific to the company I worked for and like had very like domain specific things that don't really make sense for my home network. So I'm going to keep it simple. For today's project, I think we're just going to build a little Rust server that speaks HTTP and allows JSON to be posted to it. So nothing new at all. And I'm going to make a little tool so that we can like either use a CLI or just pipe data through curl over so we can submit an event to it and we can sort of get a live stream of events. Just like syslog, where you could -f the syslog file, we can have this, but for multiple services. So I can make, so my computers can submit events like when they're freshly booted, when they're rebooted, when, let's say, like software update is done, when sort of anything happens. I also have smart devices in my house, so I can have them set up so like when a light turns on, maybe we'll submit an event for that. When a machine is logged into, maybe we'll submit an event for that. I don't know how granular we want to get, but we can mess around with this. I don't know if we're going to persist it out to a database. I'll probably write it to a log file, but I think the Rust server will just store it in memory, and maybe we'll do like some sort of like circular buffer that has like the last 1,000 events or it, or maybe we'll make a database. I really do like SQLite, so I don't know. We'll see what we get into. There you go. So if you guys ever wondered how my YouTube video introductions go, that's how they go. I don't script it. I just talk, and hopefully it comes out good. So what you guys saw there was literally how I make a YouTube intro. Like, that's it. I've had people say like, oh, do you like script this stuff out? I'm like, the only scripts I write are bash scripts. Cut that. That was terrible. Oh, yo, what's up? Let's see. Did you see my donations weren't refunded? That said, thoughts on Palestine. You were the guy from the last live stream who asked me all of these questions. I have told you I'm not going to answer your questions. I think it's funny that you redonated. I don't know why you're doing this. I'm not answering questions. I'm not discussing this stuff on my stream or in my videos. My stream and my videos are for programming. That's what we're doing here. We're going to have fun programming. Do I have thoughts on what's going on around the world? Yes. Am I going to talk about a new cycle programming? Not right now. Maybe in the future. I'm not necessarily against that. In fact, I do want to share more of my thoughts when it comes to like political things going on. As you see, I've made videos where I talk about the age verification stuff. I have my own thoughts on like surveillance cameras and stuff. I can talk about all that stuff. But when it comes to this, I'm not going to be talking about Palestine. I'm not going to be talking about geopolitical conflicts and different regions of the world, especially because, I mean, the main reason is I'm really just not educated in that stuff. That's not my domain. So those are my thoughts. I'm not going to give you any more thoughts. So if you want to keep donating me money right now, I'm okay with it. But dude, I'm not, that's it. That's as good of an answer as you're going to get. So there you go. Really funny answer though, because that kind of proves you're not really a bot, or if you are a bot, you're a very sophisticated one. Yo, Dave, congrats about getting the silver play button. What's up, tablet Lenovo person? Thank you. Thank you. I need to find a way to like put it in the videos. I don't know where exactly I'll put it. Maybe I just need to like build a fake wall that holds it up. I have no idea. I'll put it somewhere in the video because I think it's really cool. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna catch up on chat. First time chatter, you are a fun person. I found you by your Bash course. I'm a DevOps engineer, and that course is very useful for me. Using a lot from the 6-hour video and using a lot on the daily basis, so thank you. Hey, that's super awesome. It's a 7-hour video, first of all. Wait, hold on. I guess technically would a 7-hour video also be a 6-hour video? Would you say that? Would it be like a Venn diagram of length? Because in which case you're also right. I'm messing with you, dude. That's awesome, though. I appreciate it. I think that's super cool. I think you're arguing with the bot. I'm not sure if I am or not. What's up, Lazy Turtle? How you doing? Hi, I love the vids. Glad I could catch a bit of the stream before I went to bed. Quick question. Want to hear my opinion on Zig? Have you ever used it? Plan on making content on it? I know it exists. That's it. I've just never used it. I don't have any opinions on it. I really don't know much about it. Like, that's it. I don't have any sort of awesome hot take. I'm not like, oh, it's the best language or oh, it's the worst language. I literally just have never used it. That's it. Simple as that. Maybe I'll use it in the future, but right now, no plans. So, that's it. Just hold it up in every video. Yo, what's up, everyone? My name's Dave, and you suck at programming. All right, so today, we're going to talk... I just keep pointing to it. That'd be really fun. It's cool. The back of it has, like, things where I could actually, like, hang it up on a wall or something. So maybe I'll build some sort of thing for it. I don't know yet. We'll do something. Usually the opinions you shared have at least crossed into where the political and programming kind of overlap. Yeah, 100%. And I think if you've watched my content long enough, you probably have a general idea of what I already like believe when it comes to stuff like that. But, you know, I'll decide if that's appropriate for me to talk about on the channel. Right now on the stream, I have no intention of doing that. We're here to write code. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. I can put it under the clock in the background. I think there's like, that's a good spot for it because there's definitely room there. Just there we go, like something like that, but you know, on the wall. I could do something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. And the mirror is, you know, the TV screen behind it, so I can make a bunch of arrows just pointing down at it. A transparent PNG overlay of the video. Terrible. That's a terrible idea. I love that. Glad to catch you live again. Not a simple task in my time zone. I am so sorry to hear that. Yeah, because it's relatively early for me. As you can see, it's still light out here, but like a lot of times when I'm streaming, it's like 4 hours from now, you know, like when I was doing the Advent of Code stuff. So that's crazy. All right, gamers, what do you say? I say we jump into this. Because for this Rust program, we got to figure out exactly what we're going to do. I've used an HTTP server in Rust before called Dropshot. I think for this project, I might use Axum, A-X-U-M. I've heard of that one. I think it's from the people who do Tokyo. Maybe we'll try that out. I don't have any strong opinions for it. I just want to like try out and see kind of like what's out there, you know, branch out a little bit. So, hello, YSAP. You are awesome. Keep up the good work. Really love the Bash course. Hey, that's awesome, dude. Glad to hear that. All right. Here we go. Let me turn on the chat. Let me turn off the text overlay. And I think that's good. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. This is looking good. Yo, what's up, Ash? How you doing? Hey, what do we have here then? Oh, nothing. I'm actually doing nothing, so go ahead and just leave the stream. All right, so first things first, let's just make a new project. Cargo new. I don't know. What do you guys want to call it? I literally don't have a name for this. Event server. We'll come up with a better name later, but for now, you just do need a name because you need a name for the directory to live in the cargo.toml file. We'll have that. So now we're in there. We should just be able to do a cargo build because it will create just a basic source main. Should just say hello world, right? Yeah, that's what Rust does by default. So we run this and we get hello world. Awesome. Huge. It has been a while since you've been here, Ash. All right, I'm going to totally cheat here. I'm going to pull this out. I have a Rust. Oh, man. What's a project? VSV? Rust? Oh, I don't have any of this checked out. Let me go pull up another project I have that I can crib off of. Having a folder called dev under the home directory would be in the danger zone for my dyslexia. What would be dangerous about that? All right, so first things first, what I like to do is rust format.toml. I like to configure the cargo format a little bit. I do a max width of 80 instead of 100, and I have use small heuristic set to max. Kind of confusing name property, but this will affect how things are just like auto-indented when I run cargo format. Because again, I like 80 columns, and I don't like needlessly breaking things on new lines. You can go all the way to 80 if it's possible. That's how I feel about it. Yo, what's up, Emery 10? How you doing? Well, hey, I am doing a live stream, so perfect. Welcome, welcome. What's up, Andrew? How you doing? Evening, Dave. Hope everything's going well. Everything's going well over here. Can't complain. We're having a good night. So, yeah. Man, ability to read paths correctly for me. I would eventually put something in the wrong place. Interesting. How would dev... Like, I mean, okay. I guess why would dev be special compared to, like, documents or pictures or anything? Is it just too small of a name? Like, what? I actually don't know why. Why is dev different than any other, like, directory name, I guess, is my question. Hi from Italy. Yo, what up? What up? Welcome. Welcome. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to actually make... Let's think about this. I want this to be a web server. I want this to be an HTTP web server that listens for new connections and then stores them in some sort of, like, internal vector of events. We can just use a basic vector for now. We might have to fix it or change it to be like a circular buffer, a ring buffer, or a circular array, you know, like those kind of data structures. I don't know if Rust has anything. I think it has a DQ. Maybe I'll look to see what the idiomatic way of doing a ring buffer in Rust is. There probably is one. Let's see. You make a folder called just all caps development in your home dir. Yeah. I have a lot of people that are thrown away by the, or I have a lot of people that are confused by the fact that I just call it dev because they're like, that's where devices go. It seems kind of odd to them, which, you know, hey, I completely understand. Oh, got the birds chirping outside. It's nice. All right, so let's see. Let me pull up a... All right, we got the web browser over here. This is the crate that I've been seeing other people use. Like I said before, did I say it before? I don't know. Who knows if I actually cut this up and make a video, but I guess I should probably record this in a way where it works. So in the past, I've used a crate called Dropshot to make a... oh my God, what is going on? What is this? Def wouldn't super chat a Zionist. What? Listen, man, I don't know what you want. I yelled at you last time you were in chat, and I'm going to yell at you this time. I'm not talking about this stuff. This is not relevant to my stream. I don't care to engage in this stuff. This is my stream, and we're going to write code today. That's what's going on. And you know what? You super chat me, and I get money, and I'm appreciative. But for $2, you don't get to interrupt my stream with stuff that I don't want to talk about. So appreciate the super chat. You're going in timeout. Done with you. Not dealing with this. Do you run into auto password fill issues from Bitwarden? I started using Proton Pass. Not so much. Every so often, only like on 2 different websites. I can't really even think of them off the top of my head, but it pretty much just works. Yeah, I haven't had too much of a problem using the web extension for it. Thank you, Internet Ben. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat on YouTube. I appreciate it. Good vibes. That is so true. I love your Pizza Hut profile picture. That's so funny. Let me give that a little heart. Yeah, appreciate that super chat, dude. Yeah, we try to have good vibes over here. Confusing temp and /temp and temp inside your home directory. Yeah, that'll be weird to figure out. Plus, if you start writing a lot of files to temp, a lot of times it's the tempfs, so it's like a RAM thing. So, how fun. You installed Linux on an Alienware from 2010, so not a new one. That's awesome. That's super cool. That's all. I'm glad I could be inspiring for that. I don't think I'd come across Axum anytime soon in my daily life, so I like how these streams show me new stuff. Hey, that's awesome. That's super cool to see, actually. I like hearing that. That's cool. If you're a stripper, what would your walkout song be? Dude, I mean, it's got to be a song that I wrote, right? Like, let me just bust out the piano and just like make up something. I have no idea what. I can't even hear what I just played in piano, so only you guys heard, or unless I had it muted. I don't know, but I probably make up my own song just for the vibes of that. All right, let's get back into this. You ready? Here's how I get back into like YouTube recording mode. All right, so in the past, I've used a crate called Dropshot to make an HTTP server. I kind of want to mess around and just try other crates, branch out there, see what there is. I've seen a lot of people using this Axum crate. I think it's from the people that do Tokyo or Tokyo, however you pronounce it. So let's just try this, see what we think, and just kind of mess around. So let's go ahead and install this. I don't see many installation instructions here, so I think we're just going to cargo install it and hope for the best. We can see it, they use Axum here, but also they're using Tokyo here and Axum, so we're gonna have to pull in both of them most likely. So let's go ahead and do that. Do a nice little cargo installed Axum. Oh, I said cargo install. I ran cargo install. What I actually wanted was cargo add. Oh wow, look at this. To use a library crate, add as a dependency to a cargo project with cargo add. That's actually what I meant. You know what's funny? It's this is gonna sound stupid. Cargo add is still relatively new to me, even though it's been around for a while. I used to install. I think I used to do cargo install, cargo add. So I had the cargo add subcommand because normally I would just go edit the cargo.toml file myself. But this is a nice little subcommand. It's super useful. So let's do it. Axum and Tokyo. There we go. So let's let it go through and do all that. And then if we look in here, we can see that, hey, look at this. Now, I'm willing to bet, I think we need more with Tokyo. I think we need to add a feature for the derive macros, but let's just go ahead and cargo build this, and then we can deal with that when it comes up. Hey, by the way, thank you for the content. Thank you very much for all the content, too. Yo, appreciate it. Yeah, dude, no problem, man. I love making content. It's super fun, so that's awesome. Switched to Dvorak roughly 3 months ago because of you, and I couldn't be happier. Now rocking a customized Dvorak layout. That's awesome. I can't believe I inspired you to do it. That's super cool, man. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That's super awesome. You were way too prepared for that answer. I think I was very unprepared. What's up, Porant? Hi, love your YouTube content. I am now using Bash everywhere I can. Love it. I think it's great. That's awesome. Do you really need async in proto? Doesn't it add complication? I'm not sure what you're asking about that. I'm gonna need async stuff here because I'm making a web server and I want to do more than like one request at a time, but I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. How do you navigate in Vim with Dvorak? I just learn it. I know it sounds stupid. I don't remap anything. I just do it. I just have Dvorak and I use Vim. Like that's literally my answer to that question. All right, so let's do this. Let's do a nice little Tokyo main, and then that just means we have to make an async function called main. Have you ever looked at the syntactic sugar for this? It's actually cool. I think like this makes a function called main that's not async, and then it takes your async function and like slightly renames it and calls it or embeds it inside it. It was a long time ago I looked at it. I think I used like cargo expand. It was actually like really clever how they did it. So here's what I'm doing. I got the website pulled up for it. Let's just, you know what, actually, let's just pull all of this. Like I said, I'm willing to, there's a little button over here. I did not know that little button existed. Oh, that's so convenient. Like I said, I do not think this will work. I think there will be an issue with it, but let's go ahead and just see what happens here. Yep, there we go. That makes sense. So this, I'm just so used to this. This happens all the time. So let's do this. We could say version, is it equal? Or this? What is the TOML format? Is it version? Oh, do you not quote this? Wow, it's been too long since I've done this. What is TOML? That can't be right, is it? That looks too much like JSON. I don't think this is gonna work. It's something like this, but I don't think the syntax is right. Yeah, say. But that can't be right. Why would it? Do I need to get rid of the quotes around it? I was derived on a thing. Oh, man. Oh, I should probably figure that out. Let me look at chat real quick. Was there a reason to move to Dvorak or just fun and got used to it? Just fun. It was really just fun. It was almost 20 years ago at this point, so I can barely remember. It was like a competition I had with my girlfriend at the time to see who could learn it. And she crushed me at first. Then I started crushing her back, but she crushed me at first because I like didn't put any work into it. And then like we met up and saw each other over the summer, and she was like crushing me on. I was like, dude, I put no effort into this. I was hanging out with people over the summer. I was chilling, you know. But like, yeah, it was just for fun. That was really it. Yeah, version equal. I think it is too. What am I? Is it? Yeah, it's just this, right? Just not quoting it. You know what it is? This, and now, well, here, the things. Now it's yelling at me that derive might not be there. So, isn't there a command to see? Oh, you know what? It's not derive. You know what derive is? Clap has derive. This, I think, just has a whole bunch of stuff where I can just do full, right? Probably not the most efficient thing, but yeah, I can just do full, and I'll get like a pretty good collection of stuff here. Wow, it's been a while since I've written this. You know what it is? The syntax highlighting looks different. I'm not used to seeing it blue like that. Also, my previous coworker really liked this way of doing it, where you do like dependencies.tokeio, and then you can say version equals this and features equals. You could do an array, or you could do whatever syntax. So he was a big fan of that. I never really bothered with that, so we always had like a mix of styles. It wasn't great, but you know. Hey, we're here. Yeah, I think when you do cargo add Tokyo, it does, right? Even if I already have it, it should. Isn't there? Okay. Was this a thing? What features? This is in my muscle memory for some reason, and I don't know why. So, yeah, maybe it was the name of a package. I don't know. I'd have to figure that out. But either way, the cargo add works just fine. And this also works just fine because I was able to remember what it was. So that's cool. So let's run this. And if this works, oh, we should just have the web server running, right? Okay. So what are they listening on? 3,000? Okay. Let me think of an easy way to do this for you all. Maybe I just do it in Tmux, right? I'm going to mess up the control A so much. I need to rebind that. How do I make the, how do I move that bar up? It's been so long since I've done this. I know how to move my arrow around. I don't remember how to move that stupid middle bar up. I rarely use Tmux. I'm just trying to think of what would be good for a video. Probably having the web server in one and us curling it in the other one would be more useful instead of just doing multiple tabs. Although I am sort of a multiple tabs kind of guy. I don't really like Tmux, actually. Let's just not bother with it. I'm not going to force it. So we'll do a cargo run here, so it should be listening. So if I open up another terminal, that's really small. There we go. I can curl localhost 3000. And we get hello world. Hey, that looks super good. Let's go ahead and add some stuff to this. I want like request logging and stuff. There's got to be a way to do that, right? All right, let's format the code a little bit and figure out how we want to mess with this. Oh, wow, these really don't go over 80? Wow, look at that. It's exactly 80 columns there. That's so funny. Here, we can do this. I think we can make async function get index. These don't return anything. That's interesting. There we go. And then, listen here, we should probably print something, right? Like, Let's do this. There we go. Okay. So now if we run this, we should see, there we go. Listening, HTTP 127.0.0.1, 3000. Cool. Then if I go over here and I curl it, we get nothing, which is fine because it prints a whole bunch of nothing. But if we go back to this screen, we can see the index handler was hit 3 times. So that makes sense. Cool. We have a basic HTTP web server. We're basically done, right? What does set paste command do? In Vim, so like what you guys saw me do is :set paste. Once I do this, Vim will stop trying to do any sort of auto indenting stuff. So this is super useful if I want to paste code it. So like, let's say I have this website open right here and there's a whole bunch of code here. If I were to take this code, copy it, go over here and then paste it in, because I have set paste set, it pastes exactly how it shows up there. It could be a little bit weird with spaces and tabs. You gotta be a little bit careful. That's not really Vim's fault, that's the website's fault. But if you don't have that, if I have it off like set no paste, and you paste it, this one worked, but sometimes code can get really confused and it can start indenting like crazy. So set paste is just a nice way of saying like, hey, I'm gonna paste some a whole bunch of stuff in. So set paste what you want, set no paste, and then you turn it back off. So that's what it does. Set no paste. There we go. Nice. You're using macOS, right? What terminal are you using? I am on iTerm 2. And yes, I am on macOS. That is correct. It's interesting. Is there a way to add any sort of... I mean, there's of course there's going to be features for this, but I want to be able to add like request logging and stuff like that. Handlers are where your application logic lives. Some applications are built by routing between handlers. Okay. Let me understand this. So we have the plain text handler, the JSON handler. JSON is a function that returns a JSON value. Okay. What is this all caps JSON? Is all cap? Oh, okay, all caps JSON is from Axum, and then the value is a Saturday JSON value. Okay, so we need Saturday JSON. Oh, we can just use Saturday JSON. Okay, I see. So it returns an object that Axum understands, but inside that is this. Okay, that makes sense. And plain text just returns a static string. Okay, that makes sense. So you could just have like a ping pong type of interface. Okay. You ever considered using Alacrity? Nope, never tried it. So let's go ahead and do some of this stuff here. I just don't even know if I like this. I kind of like, well, let's just do what they do. They return a JSON of value here. I don't love that. And let me show why I don't love that. What I've done in the past is this. I like this because now I know exactly where it comes from. This might just be me. It's a little bit weird, but that's what I like. So this has to return a JSON of a Saturday value. Okay. I'll have to figure out how to do that in a clean way, but for now, it looks like you just wrap things in JSON. Okay, so I wrap it in JSON, and then what I wrap inside it is we can use the Saturday JSON macro, and that macro allows me just to put arbitrary JSON in here, so I could just put like name : Dave. There we go. And then just make sure to close everything in the right order. There we go. That's awesome. Yeah, we did get rid of that print. Let's put that print there. There we go. Okay. And then, do we pull in too much stuff? Will this compile? Oh, well, yeah, we should probably cargo add Saturday JSON, huh? What do we have here? Okay, that looks fine. Didn't like this. That's interesting. Could just be as simple as that. Oh, you know what? It's this syntax. This syntax is wrong. I'm using the syntax that you would put in a signature, not in a syntax you would actually use in the function body. Okay, so the only thing we're pulling in is body, which is being used somewhere else that we're just not using here. Cool. There we go. Returns name equal Dave. So I can pipe that to JQ. We get that stupid progress bar, dash SS. There we go. We get name equal Dave over here. That's beautiful. And if we go over here, index handler hit. Hey, simple as that. Super easy. Let me catch up on chat. Dave, why don't you use NVim? Like, don't you want Clippy diagnostics? I don't want that in my, not in my, I don't want that in my text editor. I can get that in Vim. I don't need NVim for that. I actually turned that off in my vimrc down here. I had it turned on like this. I think I can just uncomment it. I think that'll work now. No, it doesn't like there's some other weirdness going on there. I turned it off. I hated it. I hated my text editor telling me that things were errors and stuff. I could not stand it. I'd rather just, like, if I want to check my code, I just do this. Or I just do this. Like, I will explicitly run the commands to check my code. I don't like when my text editor does it. I cannot stand that. There we go. Can I ask why you choose Rust for a project like this? Just fun. I like Rust. I think it's a good language for the servers. A lot of really good built-in facilities for JSON, HTTP, stuff that would take me a while in C, and it would either be between C and Rust, so Rust is just like the good natural fit for it. Let's see. Yo, Into String, what's up? Thank you for the $5 super chat on YouTube. Just saying hi, haven't caught you live in a while. Thoughtful AI video, well done, stay classy. Yo, what a nice compliment. Thank you. That's super awesome, yo. Appreciate it. That's amazing. How are you able to still paste even after deleting with DD? Using DD always seems to write to my copy paste buffer. When I use DD, it writes to whatever buffer or registers in Vim. I'm pasting like from my operating system's clipboard, so like two different clipboards there. Tracing and tracing subscriber are standard in the Tokyo ecosystem. There are a bunch of ways you can use tracing, including automatic request context. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll through the website, see if I see like any sort of example of that. Do it in Bash. Yeah, a whole server and JSON parsing in Bash. Oof. Be kind of neat, but no, I'm good. Why macOS over like Windows or any other distro? I don't know. I mean, I've just used Mac forever. I think they make really good desktops. Like, I use Linux and Illumos and stuff on the server, but like when it comes to desktops, Macs just work. I don't have to think about it. So yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, middleware. Oh my god. Reminds me of the Express.js days, back when everyone was writing that. People still use that in Node.js? I have no idea. I've been out of that ecosystem for so long. Oh, interesting. Okay, with state, so I can have a shared state. And it looks like so I could just have an object that's in an arc. So would this just be cloned for every request then? So the request handler will take the state. State is cloned for every request. That makes sense. Wrapping your state in an arc makes those clones cheap. If all fields are already cheap for clone, for example, each field in an arc is a copy type, you can derive clone to directly on the struct instead. Okay, that makes sense. This is probably where I will store the event data and stuff. So let's actually go ahead and pull some of this stuff in, because this will be useful. Here's what I'll do. This is super scuffed. You guys ready for this? I'm going to copy the whole thing. I'm going to paste it all at the top, which sounds insane. I know it's insane. But then I can just grab the stuff I want and pull it down here. So like, oh, I want to add this to my route. Okay, that makes sense. Now we have a shared state. So let me go ahead and define shared state. Okay, grab that, bring it down here, and the shared state goes here. So now we need to define app state. Here it is. That's awesome. So we could just put whatever we want there. For now, it's nothing, but we'll put whatever we want there. That's awesome. And then we can take the handler. We'll just get the app state, which will go here. So we'll open the paren. That'll go there. And then we will close this paren. So that should be good. Now we just need to make sure to join all this stuff back together. If we just sort this, we can quickly look for duplicates. There we go. And yeah. Cool. Ugly, but it works. So if we cargo build this, hey, that's awesome. And it's yelling because we're not actually using state. That's fine. We can just do this, put an underscore there, and then it won't yell at us. We'll have to change it before we can use it, but hey, that's beautiful. That's amazing. That works. Let me catch up on chat. You should totally make a JSON parser in pure bash. Would be a fun educational video. Dude, that's... I could, but oh boy, that'd be a ton of work. There'd be so many edge cases. I would not want to be the person to do that. It'd be fun, but I do not want to be the person to do that. You ever use a window manager with Mac? Nah. I just keep I have like a terminal and a web browser I basically just alt tab through. So like I don't need anything that fancy for it really. Let's see. Oh, Twitch is scrolling over here. My bad. I'm missing. Let me see what you guys are saying. Bad Cop says, I'm starting to think this isn't even bash. Listen, you're onto something here. You're absolutely onto something. I'm using bash to run it. What are you talking about, dude? I got a bash prompt right over here. If I echo shell, I don't know. It looks like bash to me. So I don't know what you're talking about. Yo, ball knowledge, what are you talking about on YouTube? You can have your own opinions, that's fine, but don't just spam my chat with that crap. I'll just ban you. There's really nothing wrong with this language. It's fine. I'm not going to sit here and just put up with Rust hate. Darkspace subscribed at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 17 months, and they say, ew, Rust. Darkspace is the only person I will put up with Rust hate from. And that's because I trust Darkspace. Darkspace is allowed to have those opinions in my book, in my opinion. I was just going to say that. Darkspace managed to break my Patreon script. Darkspace, you should see it. Oh man, it's so funny. I haven't tried running it. I got an email today that someone signed up for my Patreon, and it was clearly like ANSI escape sequences, like red, green, blue, and I'm so excited to run the script. I don't know if it'll work. It probably won't, but I saw the email come through, and I was like, because of you, people are signing up with the worst names. They're literally trying to break the script. It's so funny to me. Ew, Rust. Okay, Bad Cop, get out of here. But yeah, you have started something. You have absolutely started something with that. That's so funny. Also, for anyone just joining, check it out. Here it is. Silver play button. 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. You suck at programming. We're awesome. This is super cool. Have you ever shared what hardware you use for Linux server? I have not. I'm going to make a video on that where I go over my hardware and like how I set up my development environment and stuff like that. I haven't made it yet, but that's on the list of things I want to do. Why no Fisher ZSH? I just know bash. I like it. That's really all it comes down to. There's no real like secret reason for it. I'm officially famous. It's true. I've made it. I've absolutely made it. 100K subscribers is very impressive on Twitch. Congrats. Dude, if I was making like $500,000 a month or whatever you would get for 100K subs, minus Twitch's cut, so what do I make, like $10 after that? I actually don't know what Twitch takes. Dude, that'd be amazing. I would be like the biggest content creator on Twitch if I had that. That'd be so dope. No, sadly it's on YouTube and not everyone pays me, so I don't get to monetize all 100,000 people. Can you add a piano outro before we catch up on chat? Oh, I think some people just want me to play piano. I don't even think people care if I program, which is really funny. Do you mind if I use your concept of your YSAP homepage to build a CTF machine, curl server / user to get credentials, and then go further with it? Sure, yeah, do it up. That's awesome. That sounds sweet. Congrats on the 100K. Thank you. Appreciate it. Excuse me. Oh, man. I've been learning Rust for the last few months and I have loved every bit of it. Dude, that's awesome, man. I love it. I think it's a great language. People hate on it, but people are also just weird, so I just ignore them. Like, just, I don't know, learn what you want. I think it's cool. I remember someone on Twitter was like, absolutely hating on Rust, and I had gotten involved with it accidentally, and then I pulled myself. I was like, dude, Twitter's the worst, man. I can't get down with it. But someone was like complaining about Rust, and then like I clicked on their profile, and all they talked about was how they don't know how to program, and they just vibe code. And I'm like, why would I take your opinion seriously on this? I'm not much of a programmer, but you're fun to listen to. Hey, that's so awesome. Have you had any sponsors reaching out already? Yes. The sponsors that reach out are not the sponsors you want, in my opinion. I get a lot of very scammy looking people reaching out. I feel like I would have to reach out to companies if I wanted to get some sort of sponsorship and stuff like that. How's the unemployed life treating you so far? Chilling? Absolutely, dude. It's been, oh, I love it. I love it. I was not built to have a job, dude. I love having just like ultimate freedom. It's so good. Video idea, alias A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so you can play piano and that's actually pretty cool. I kind of like that idea. That'd be really interesting. This video is sponsored by Bitcoin. God, I haven't thought about that in like 8 years. That's crazy. Writing a shell in Rust? Eventually. I'm going to make a shell in C as a YouTube video I've already decided on, because it'll be kind of fun to show the whole process. But there's no promise on when that content's coming out. I have the next video recorded for YouTube. It'll probably I'll probably publish it tomorrow or Monday. That's a cool video. It's an hour-long technical deep dive. It's a really fun video. I end up like, I make a couple mistakes during it, and I leave them in because you guys like the mistakes now, so it's funny. You bought a Rust course on Udemy? See, I gotta get my courses up on Udemy, dude. People just buy courses, and I should be taking your money, not a random person on Udemy. Rust is cool, though. Rust is a really cool language. I really like it. I am personally a C, not C++ lover. Don't worry. I'm the type of person that when someone says C, I don't immediately also think of C++. I think it's so weird that they're grouped together. They feel so different to me. Bryce, I've been using Bash for 30 plus years, and I still don't understand the intricacies between login and interactive shells and start files. I did a video on that like a couple years ago, but it's very short, and I kind of breeze past a lot of it. I should do like a more technical deep dive into that, because it's very confusing. Like, you are not alone. It's very, very confusing. In fact, the functionality changes if Bash is invoked with POSIX shell. Like, if arg0 of Bash is sh instead of Bash. So like it gets really confusing. So yeah, don't feel bad being confused about it, because like I'll have to like reorient myself to remember how half that stuff works. Let's add a built-in to Bash. It's just syscall. Listen, I'm down for. I love adding built-ins to Bash. I think that's super fun. We'd have to go through like every possible syscall and just start like adding argument support to it and stuff. That'd be really cool. If we can make it as generic as possible, that'd be really, really neat. You said in one of your videos you don't use LLMs, but have you tried them at all? I've definitely tried them. I'm aware they exist. I've used them a little bit, like just to kind of like see what the technology is doing. I don't want to be, you know, like not knowing at all what people are doing in the industry. I like to see like, oh, what's happening here? But it's not programming to me. It doesn't scratch the same itch. Like, I do this for fun, so I just have no desire in using them. There are some things I've seen LLMs do where I'm like, wow, that's genuinely impressive. There's other things I've seen it do where I'm like, wow, this is genuinely stupid. So it's definitely, when people make the argument that it's a tool and you have to know what you're doing, yeah, I can see that, because I've seen people do really awful things with it, and I've seen people do really amazing things with it. That's like most tools. So yeah, I can understand that. You need a no built-in that is the opposite of yes. We could do that. Let's do that right now. You want a no built-in? That's the opposite of yes. We'll just do a no is a command that forks yes with whatever the first argument is. Otherwise, it sets it equal to n. There we go. There's our no built-in. We just need to quote it properly because I'm stupid. There we go. So if you run yes, it just spams Y to the screen. If you run yes, hello, it spams hello. So if you run no, it spams end to the screen, and if you run no hello, it spams hello to the screen. So there you go. There's your no built-in. That's how you do it. You just implement it in a function using yes. And then let's make IASPIA program that forks off. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. Need a language that turns prompting into structured scripting. Good luck. Need some sleep. Wish you success. We'll watch later. Yo, have a good night, tablet. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. You know, Bash has true, which is always success. And Bash has false, which is always failure. You guys know that? So Bash has true, which is always success. We can do that. That's not at all what I wanted. Bash has the true built in, and it's always successful. We can prove that by running true and looking at the exit code, and we get 0. Bash also has false, which is always false. We can prove that by looking at the exit code. So we can do things like if true, ls. And we get a syntax error because I forgot then. There we go. But we can do if false, ls, then it doesn't work. I feel like, hear me out, I feel like we need a maybe command. Because wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be awesome if we just had like a command that returned success half of the time? So we could just use the built-in srandom that Bash has, which is different than random. It's a little more random. I think it uses arc for random under the hood. I'd have to check that. It won't suffer from as much modular bias as random does. Divided by, or modular divided by 2 equals 0. There we go. And now we have a maybe command. That's easy. So if we run maybe, we'll see that it was a failure, and then it was success, and then it was success, and then it was a failure. So now we can say if maybe, then echo hi, fee. There we go. We got it this time. Up. Cool. So now it's like we're playing roulette, but instead of black or white, we have either it echoes high or it doesn't do it. So let's do this. Let's put all our money on black real quick, and let's just say echo, you win. Do you think we're going to win? We win. Look at that. All right, let's let it ride. Nah, we lost all our money. Let's do it again. We can win again. Okay, we won. Let's let it ride. We won again. Let it ride. We lost all our money. So there you go. There's how you would make the maybe built in Bash. Oh, that's messed up. I also really want a for loop. Hey, you watch my video where I made the while backwards? ELIHW? There's got to be a way to make a for loop. I mean, can't we just do this? Can you do that? This doesn't work, does it? Oh, there you go. I made the for loop. Awful. Awful. Oh, right, it just needs to run 4 times. No, that's true. That's true. You should just be able to say 4. You should just be able to do that and then have it work. Yo, greetings from Bulgaria. Love your videos. Yo, appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Which desktop do you use like the most? My personal is KDE. I don't know if you know this, but I'm running on Mac, so I don't really have a desktop environment. I haven't used Linux on the desktop for like probably over 10 years now. Would you consider doing a video about where executables live if you haven't already? It always trips me up trying to figure out the best place for something /bin, user local bin. Oh. It'd be an interesting video to make. A lot of it is subjective and a lot of it is dependent on the operating system or the distribution, I should say. So I could do that, but there's a lot of like lore, especially on modern Linux distros. I think they've unified bin, sbin, user sbin, but not all things are like that. So like if I'm on a Lumos, they are absolutely not unified. Like ping is going to be an sbin, things like that. Yeah, I should write maybe as a C built in. I don't think people are going to appreciate that. All right. All right. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go grab a drink and then I'll come back and we'll stream some more. Give me like 2 minutes. Yo, what up? I am back. What have I missed? What are you guys talking about? Can someone T? You guys are awesome. Oh man, bad cop. When I see people export -f on variables, all I think about is the shell shock CVE from like 2012. I was gonna say 2014, but I think it's 2012, right? Yeah, because I think the CVE hit. Well, I know they fixed it. Oh, believe me, I know they fixed it. I was deploying the fix. I think I was in San Francisco at the time working at one of the companies out there, and I was a sysadmin, and I deployed a fix across like probably 80 different machines, I think, at the time. I remember the shell shock vulnerability. I remember it. I remember having to push out the fixes for that. Hello, YSAP. I'm thinking to start with Python. I got 2 free months. Any advice? Have fun. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, and learning a language should be fun. If you find you're getting frustrated by it, that's okay. That's normal. If you find you're getting really frustrated with it, take a break. That's my advice. Odd question, but do you mess with Blender or anything like that? Nah, I never really use Blender that much. I want to get better. I think it'd be really cool. Bad Cop over in the Twitch channel, I know she messes with it. Or, yeah, I know she knows how to do some 3D stuff. I've seen her Godot games. How traumatized are you by Log4j? I remember exactly where I was. I was at my buddy's house. I was visiting him. He lives about an hour away. And I knew I'd have to deal with it, but at the company I was working for, I wasn't directly in operations, but he was. He was in a very, very tight security role. So, like, it got, like, dropped. I think I was 20 minutes away from his house. By the time I got to his house, like, he's like, I gotta jump on my laptop. I'm like, that's cool. Like, that's fine. I started looking up stuff on my phone. And then I think 30 minutes went by. He's like, dude, I can't hang out today. I was like, dude, I get it, man. Like, we'll chill a different time, man. So I'm not super traumatized, but he had to deal with it, so that sucks. Docker or Kubernetes? I use zones on Illumos. How about a whenever command that sleeps a random amount and runs? I like that. That's a good one. Let's see. Whenever. Whenever is a command. It will sleep for, let's do srandom modular 10. So it'll sleep for 0 to 9 seconds. Anywhere from there. And then once that's done, then we will run whatever arguments you give us. There we go. So whenever you can, run the uname command. Hey, that was immediate. Whenever you can, run uname. Should be. Hey, look at that. You know what? Actually, I could time it too. You know, whenever you can, whenever you get around to it, run uname. All right, 5 seconds. All right, whenever. Go ahead and run. Hey, look at that. We got lucky. It ran it immediately. You know, whenever, just echo hello. We're getting lucky a lot. Interesting. Maybe it's time to put it all on, you know, we're getting lucky a lot. Maybe it's time to put it all on black again. Let's see. Let's go ahead and, if maybe echo you win. Ah, there goes our luck. There goes all our money. This is why you don't gamble, kids. What's up, Alpha Links? I'm doing well. How you doing? The RCE is coming from inside the logs. So this is whatever thing is what Microsoft's programs have on by default. Yeah, you know. Let me scroll in this YouTube chat. I've been, you luck at programming. Did you see my last comment? Nope. Whenever, maybe. Here we go. Whenever, maybe, and echo, you win. We'll see. In 0 to 9 seconds. Well, hey, we won! Look at that. That's awesome. Ah, we lost. Oh. We can't win. Oh my god. This is how broken my brain is. I make these stupid little programs that like simulate gambling, and now I'm over here like, oh come on, we could win 3 in a row. How hard could it be to win 3 in a row? I know how hard it could be to win 3 in a row. I can calculate the odds right now. It's super easy. Every time we do a little press here, it is an independent event. Now, we'd have to double check the modular bias of srandom, but I think it's distributed evenly across the whole range. So we should be good there. This should be as close to a 50-50 as possible. So we just need to win 3 coin flips in a row. I mean, how hard can that be? Similarly, we're not going to lose 3 in a row. So martingale it up. Bad Cop says 12.5%. Nerd. Way to calculate it. Bad Cop says, I asked Dave to hang out, and he said only if we go to a casino. I don't know if those are my exact words. But they might have been. Oh, man. My buddy and I had an epic run 2 days ago. We were both down pretty bad. He's still down, but I managed to break even. It was a crazy night. Ton of fun. Oh, man. That was wild. But yeah, yeah, Bad Cop. We should go to the casino, though. You're right. Thanks for bringing that up. I agree with that, actually. Told me to bring an unmarked suitcase of money. Yes, that definitely sounds like me. I just came from a stream of gambling with friends, and now this. Oh, man. What gamblers do you watch? I totally watch gambling content on YouTube. I love it. I think it's great. It's one of my favorite pastimes. I'm not even lying. It legitimately is a hobby of mine. I recently had AI help me write a shell script that helps in my NixOS config. I mean, awesome that you're learning. I just be wary about using AI stuff. Just, you know, as long as you're learning, though, I think that's cool. Yeah, you could do it that way. You could do this. The only downside with this approach, this is not a downside. The only thing that people don't consider, people look at this syntax and think it's like a ternary, where it's like, oh, this echo you win only runs when this is true, and this echo you lose only runs when this is false. It's correct, but be careful, because if this one is false, we still run what's over here. Now, echoing to the screen should always be true, but if you got into some weird situation, just remember that if this one fails, you will also run this one over here. So it's not a true ternary operator. It looks like one, but you could get in a situation where all 3 of these technically run, so be careful there. I wonder if I should show that. Would it be nice if I showed that? Let me show something like bad echo. If I had a command called bad echo that echoes whatever arguments you give it to the screen, but then returns with a failure exit code, so I could bad echo hello, and it prints hello, but it does have a failure. If I were to do, let's say, whenever, maybe, and bad echo you win, or echo, was it bad echo you lose. Super weird, bit contrived, but be careful about this, because look, you look at this almost like it's a ternary operator, but it's not. It actually ended up running all 3 branches of code here. So just be careful with that specific situation. I remember once I used srandom to dd0 to random spots on my hard drive. A more fun gambling version of rm-rs/. Yeah, that's a mess. That is absolutely a mess. What's funny about that situation is you could get insanely lucky and only write zeros to the spot of your hard drive where zeros already were written. Theoretically possible. Not probable, but theoretically possible. And I love things like that. Is there a true ternary operator? Not in Bash, not that I know of, except in the mathematical expression. So if I'm in math to, let's say, I could do something like this. A equals 5 is greater than 3. So we'll set it equal to 44 or 45. Super weird. I know it's super weird, but if we echo A now, we can see it's set equal to 44. So you can put a ternary operator here inside the mathematical expression. That's pretty much the only place I know of in Bash where it shows up. It's literally a game called Gambling with Friends. Okay, wasn't aware. That's so funny. Whenever, maybe, and then rm-rf/ awful. Absolutely awful. It does drive home the point, though. Whenever, maybe, and then echo rm-rf/. So it does drive down the point, though, like how dangerous this could actually get. Because, like, I ran it once, I won. I ran it twice. Oh, what's gonna happen? The computer's... Oh, look at that! We can't win 3 in a row, can we? Bad Cop says 12.5%. Oh my god, we did it, Bad Cop. If we were doing this, if we let it ride, we would be up so much right now. We've won this many in a row? That can't be possible. This is insane luck. All right, put it all on Banker. We can't lose here. This is a crazy run. Am I writing? Okay. Okay. We just won 6 coin flips in a row. Here is a really good lesson, everyone. This is a really good gambling lesson. We just won 6 coin flips in a row. If you were to ask a human being to go to a pad of paper and write down like a coin flip series of coin flips, if you were to say like, hey, imagine you flip a coin 7 times, what might that look like? A human's like head, tails, heads, heads, tails, heads, tails. When in reality, when you look at these random events, it could be just an absolute streak of heads or an absolute streak of tails. Like, that's actually more realistic because each event that happens here is not dependent on the event before it. Put differently, each event is an independent event. So be careful. You can get into these runs, like, you know, if you're at the casino, you can get into a run where it's suddenly like, you know, the dealer wins 10 blackjack hands in a row. You go to Baccarat and it's like 10 bankers in a row. You go to roulette and it's like black 10 times in a row. This can just totally happen, and it's not even that ridiculous that it happens. Because people make this mistake. You look at 10 black, let's say you look 10 black hits in a row on roulette. You're like, what are the odds of that happening? It's like, well, really, really low that it would hit black 10 times in a row. But it's also really, really low that it would go black, red, black, 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 black. It's also really low that it'll go black, black, red, black, 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 black. We just don't look at that as human to think those things are special. We only look at a handful of events and consider them special. So human beings' brains are really, really bad because we ascribe meaning to certain things. Like, if you were to see a passcode of 1, 2, 3, 4, you're like, oh my god, what are the odds of that if we randomly generated numbers 0 through 9 in a 4-digit passcode? The odds are 1 in 1,000, but the odds for 5, 7, 2, 1, which is seemingly random, are also 1 in 1,000. There's just nothing special about them. So that's my lesson, kids. Don't gamble, because these kind of streaks can happen. Stop, go home is so funny. Remove echo now. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it's not going to do much on my system because I'm not root, but it will start deleting my own files, and I don't want that to happen. Have you seen the guy who flipped I don't know how many thousand coin flips and tracked all on paper? No, I've not seen that, but I'd be interested to see that. Because, I mean, obviously we could simulate this in a row, and you will find crazy streaks. Streaks you'd be like, these aren't possible. It's like, no, they're possible, and they happen. Once you start factoring in like a really long time scale or even an infinite time scale, if you have an infinite time scale, I mean, it doesn't really even make sense. At that point, every pattern shows up in an infinite time scale. But if you have a really long time scale, you're like, what are the odds of this happening? Very high, like very, very high on a very long time scale. So be careful with that. Human brains are just not built for understanding big numbers, but I found that mathematicians really have a good grasp on it. Statisticians have a good grasp on it. Computer programmers sometimes have a good grasp on it. And 50-50 with gamblers. Some of them really understand large numbers, and some of them really think that they're spiritually talking to the machine. So Craps has the best odds in the house. That's interesting. I'd have to look into that. I would have assumed it was like video poker, but I guess it depends on what machines are around and stuff and how you play, of course. Craps are super weird because the odds are just so they like you have to. There's so much calculation that goes into it. It's a perfect game to be turned into a computer game basically because of how much work you have to do. Large numbers is how the house always wins. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's every game just has an ever so slight house edge, and over time and large numbers, they win. Like, it makes perfect sense. You can see it. I mean, go play roulette and look at there. Even if there's one green spot, even if it's just 1-0, like, you can see the house edge. It's right there. I guess the Wordle on the first attempt one day. Bought a lottery ticket. The luck didn't last. Yeah, that stuff's gonna happen. Like, if you keep guessing the same word every day, you're going to eventually just hit, like, it's going to hit. That's the thing. People are always amazed when the stars align, but if you're consistent, the stars have to align. Like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but like, especially with Wordle, if you look at a big giant list of words, and even Wordle, I don't know Wordle exactly, but I don't think there's even a random thing where it picks one word, meaning I don't think in Wordle the word of today could also be the word of tomorrow. I think it's uniformly distributed across all of it. So you might have like a random assortment of words, but I don't think they're randomly selected. I think it's a uniform distribution. So if you were to show all the selection of words, yes, it's a different ordering of the same set, but it's the same set. Only one word would show up once. I'd have to look at that because the distribution speaks more about the outcome than the actual input source, which would be the like random words itself. So with Wordle, like if you know one word that's valid and you just keep guessing it, it's not a matter of like if, it's a matter of when. I'm pretty sure based on that algorithm. So, consistency will win in that situation. Blackjack's a perfect example. Oh yeah, blackjack is cool. You can see it. The example I really like if I wanted to show someone a house edge would be baccarat, just because like if you look at it, there's one side that wins like a little bit more than 50% of the time. There's one side that wins a little bit more than 49% of the time, and you can bet on the side that wins more often, but you pay a commission. So you can bet for like 50.5% odds. I'd have to double check the odds, but you pay a 5% commission. Or the table has rules on when certain bets push. Like if it's a 3-card 7, you push. I've seen ones where if it's a 3-card 6, I think you get half your money back or something like that. They're all so weird. You'd have to, like, what I do is I'm not good at math. I'm better at math than your normal average person, but I'm not that great at math compared to like a mathematician. I'm a computer programmer. I would just simulate every single possible hand of baccarat, and then just you can calculate the odds backwards from that. You can do it with video poker too. Even when you look at like certain hands, it's like this has like a 6% chance of showing up. Okay, if I'm playing a 10-way or a 25-way poker on a video poker screen, suddenly my odds increase like crazy. Like certain things go from being 6% to like 48%. Like what are the odds I get a full house if I'm dealing 10 decks? It's like actually pretty high if you already have a 2-pair. So I could talk about this stuff all night, dude. I love it. Gambling is just an absolute hobby of mine. And this is not me telling you guys to go and gamble. That is absolutely not me doing this. It is a form of entertainment, and you should only be using money that you can afford to lose. Don't go there thinking you're going to get rich. You are not going to do that. No matter how you stack all these games together, every single one of them has negative expectations. You will not come out ahead. So there you go. That's my disclaimer. Wordle has repeated words before, but now it's set up to avoid that. Ah, interesting. They have the shuffle list already laid out with no more randomness needed. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I think that's what I was saying. Yeah, so that's good to know, because the naive approach is to randomize the word and just select one every day. The approach that's probably better for the players is to distribute it, to come up with a random shuffling of the array, not randomly pick one every day. So yeah. Guys, I already drank my entire drink, and I didn't even write some code. So I'm gonna go grab another drink, and then we're gonna actually try and write some code, okay? What up? I'm back. What are we drinking? We got 0 sugar cherry Pepsi. That's what we are crushing today. Gambling is simply a hobby of mine. Every gambling addict ever. Listen, man. Can neither confirm nor deny that. That's so funny. Quick, everyone. Place your bets on how much longer we can keep them talking about gambling and not writing code. All right, so my favorite slot machine was from Konami. It was called Repeat Fever Dragon's Treasure, but it's relatively old at this point, so you can't find it in any sort of casinos. I haven't been able to find it. They removed it from the one that I go to like 2 years ago, and it's really sad. Got into Baozhu Zhaofu for a while. I thought that was really fun, but then kind of just got over it. Now I'm kind of finding myself... It's a love-hate relationship. I think anyone who likes a slot machine is in a love-hate relationship with it. For me, it's a love-hate relationship with Ultimate Firelink. I have been enjoying the Triple Nova variant of it, but I find it's a little too volatile for my liking. I end up going back to the Ultimate Firelink without the triple pop dynamic, because in that one, you can get 2 fireballs stacked on top of each other in a single reel, and there's 5 reels. In the new Triple Nova, it seems like they only come 1 at a time. So to get 4 is really difficult in the 5-reel machine. There you go. That's what you guys get out of me. And all that stuff's real. That's totally real. I just, it's a programming channel. When am I going to talk about it when I'm talking about programming? How long can you stream for? That's my bet. I'm going to stream for a little bit longer. The slot machines with an ATM machine built in as well. I've never seen those. I've seen them where you can do like a wire, but I've never seen like a built-in ATM. But I mean, I guess it's effectively the same thing, right? Pulling out like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. It's weird. I have no idea if you're making that up. I know I'm so convincing when I talk quickly, aren't I? Everything I told you there was legit though. Those are all real things. 0 sugar wild cherry Pepsi. Dude, it's so good, isn't it? Oh, for the soda stream. That's awesome. Yeah, I have a buddy who does the soda stream, and it's legit. Like, he made me some, and I was like, it's just exactly the same. Like, this is actually awesome. Why you don't code in Bash, man? What a betrayal. I do. Watch my channel. There's enough Bash there. All right. Let's do it. We can get back to coding. Unfortunately, we got sidetracked for so long, I don't even remember what we were doing. So what do we have here? We have our server, and if we run our server here, then we go over here, we curl it, we get this, that's awesome, and we get the index handler hit. That's awesome. So now we have a persistent state with our server, but it doesn't actually store anything. So what we want, ultimately, is we want events. We want to be able to hit this thing with events, and we want this to be able to store events. We'll talk about what that actually means, but for now, an event is just going to be a struct, like a JSON object. So we're going to store a vector of JSON objects. That's what I'm thinking. What bashing they Illumos to get out of here. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. So what do we want an event to actually look like? Let's do this. Struct event. And we need to be able to serialize and deserialize this. So I think we just need Saturday, or was it? Doing all this from memory. Derive, is it capital derive? No. Derive, Saturday, serialize, Saturday, deserialize, and debug. Sure, that looks good. Will this compile? It'll complain. Oh, I didn't pull in Saturday, did I? Huh. Well, look at me. That's awesome. Cargo, add, Saturday. Now look at this. See? Saturday has derive. Look at this. Cargo toml. Go down here, and let's pull that in. Version equals this. Features. Okay, now this looks right to me. I've just been out of the Rust world for a long time, so this just didn't look normal and right to me, but it is. So this should compile. We haven't changed anything, but it should compile. And it compiles. That's awesome. Why JSON, man? Use protobuf, JSON RPC. I'm not worried about this. I'm keeping it super simple. I can change the interface later. That's not important to me. What the interface is literally not important. The language we use to exchange data between the server and the client is really not important to me right now. We can swap it out if there's reasons to, if there's performance reasons or whatever, but I figure JSON simple, it's easy to speak. I don't even need a real client. I can just pipe it through curl. So that's kind of why we're going with it right now. Okay, Dave, I built/am building a Rust AI agent harness. Would love to share, but that is your call. No, I'm good. I don't do any sort of like AI or LLM stuff on this channel. That's cool. Like, that's awesome. You're building stuff, but like, I'm not interested in that. I don't even know what an agent harness is. I don't even know what those words mean when they're strung together. So no, I'm not personally interested in that, but I appreciate you asking. All right, so let's do this. So an event, I'm thinking, what would an event have? It would have a timestamp. It would have a message, and maybe it would have like a level, like a severity level. For now, we'll keep it super simple. We'll say it has a message. This is an arbitrary string, and it will have a level. We should make this an enum of possible levels, but for now, we'll just make it an arbitrary string. Simple enough. So the struct event has a message and a level. That means that when we get the index, we just return this. Let's go ahead and add a new route here where we will get events. So if we get events, we will call this get events. We'll make a new handler function for this. In fact, let's go ahead and do this. This will make it easier. Get slash, and this will be get events. There we go. It's a lot easier to read. So now, in order to get events, we will return a vector of them. A vec of Saturday JSON values. So that means our app state will need to have a vec of event. I don't know if this will compile because I think there's some stuff here. Okay, well, we'll have to figure out why that doesn't compile, because there's some BS I did here. Oh, did I even change the name of the function? I think I called them both get index. That's so funny. That should probably be called get events, right? Cargo build, and cool. So this just doesn't return the right data type, so we can use this to do macro, which is super nice. You just write to do, and if that gets hit during runtime, it just crashes, which is exactly what we want. So now we need our app state thing. Well, of course, this would never work. All right, so we need our app state to take events. I think there's a couple different ways we could do this. We could just keep it simple for now. There might be a Rust idiomatic way of saying you just use default, and I think a default vector is empty. We can do this for now because we could eventually persist the state to disk and reread it in at server start. So, hey, that actually compiles. That's kind of huge. I'll take a break here. Let me scroll chat a little bit, see what's going on here. An event should have a source. Yeah, I agree. It definitely needs more than a message in the level. It'll need like a source, maybe a component, an action, maybe a field for arbitrary JSON metadata. That would be super nice, right? Like a data field that could just have whatever the user gives it, things like that. To be fair, you can easily change it from JSON to any other type that implements Saturday serialized and deserialized interface. That is very true. That is absolutely true. Yes, that's why I'm not too worried about it. Like, I'm using JSON right now because it's simple, but like, if there's any reason to change in the future, absolutely I will. But you understand, literally every viewer you have does know what that is. Just a thought. I don't know if every one of my viewers knows what an AI agent harness is. You might be right, but I have no idea what they know. But so are you asking me because you want to show this project off to like the users? If you want to share in the chat for other people to click, like go for it. I'll give you permission. That's fine. I don't mind that because you asked for it and you were nice about it. But like I have no interest in like looking into that. I don't even know what it would do. So that's how I feel about it. Let's see. There is a rule in event, always keep in mind a soft delete field or anything that will make it time abstract and stateless. I don't know what you mean. I have a rough idea of what you mean, but I'm not sure what that means specifically. Howdy there. First time dropping into the live stream. Just wanted to say enjoy the videos. Yo, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for dropping by, dude. I think that's super cool. I keep forgetting return in Python because I have using Gleam and reading Rust languages with implicit return. Dude, it's so funny that you say that. In my next video that's going to drop maybe tomorrow or Monday, I haven't decided when I'm going to publish it. I actually do that in C. I think at one point I don't remember if I forget return or I forget I semicolon, but it's the exact same thing because I'm so used to the implicit return. It's just really funny. I use Vim, not NeoVim. All right, let's get back into it. Okay, so this thing compiles now, but we're not actually using the events thing. So let's go ahead and do this. We can get all of our events here. In order to do that, we should be able to return JSON. We need to get the state out. Did we ever figure out how to get the state out of it? Because it's a state object. Maybe it's a smart pointer and we can just treat it like the object it is. Or maybe there's something fancier we have to do with the state. So let's see, using state with a handler. I'm just looking through the documentation to see if there's anything that'll help make this make sense. Yeah, because there's like state dot app state dot API state dot clone. So app state, I guess you just call it. Oh, hey, look at this. Okay, so there's something here. Oh, that's for substates? Wow, there's a lot that goes on here. Okay. It didn't show me how to use these. See state for more details about accessing state. Okay. Works for me. I would like to see how to use it now. Here we go. I was going to say, because I'm going to mutate it, we have to do some sort of locking here, right? State.data. Oh, so it literally just is this. Oh, interesting. As state is global within a router, you can't directly get a mutable reference to the state. The most basic solution is to use an arc mutex. Which kind of mutex you need depends on your case. Note that holding a locked mutex across data waypoints will result in non-send futures, which are incompatible with XM. If you need to hold a mutex, okay, interesting. So if we lock it, we can't really do anything with it. We can't do much fanciness with it. That's fine. We can reduce the amount of locking we do. So that's what they do here. They put it in its own little scope. This is so interesting. Because if I'm reading this correctly, it seems like the app state has an arc mutex in it. The app state itself is an arc. Okay. So they're not cloning the whole app state. They're just cloning the .data portion of it. Okay, that makes sense to me. Let me catch up on chat. I guess I just wonder if it's me saying things wrong, but how are you a social media content creator and know nothing about OpenClaw? I know what OpenClaw is. Like, I roughly know what it is. I just don't use it. It's not really of interest to me. Is OpenClaw a type of AI agent harness? Like, is that the name of it? Because I've just never made those connections in my brain. I've never heard that. Well, I've heard the term AI agent harness. I just don't know what it means. I don't look into it. Currently going deep dive in C because have fundamentals debt, but at the same time want to have a job. What would you do if you were in such a case? I am 23. If your goal is to learn more about the fundamentals of computers and like C, then go learn C. But if your goal is to get a job, it depends on what job you're going for. Like yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can give you much help there. Like, if your goal is to get a job, don't think that learning programming will necessarily directly correlate to getting the job. Like, sadly, getting a job is a different skill than actually like knowing the programming and stuff. It helps, don't get me wrong. It's like a Venn diagram. There's overlap between the two. There's a lot of overlap, but it's not perfectly overlapped. So yeah, that's the only thing I would think about. All right. So let's pull this stuff over here. So we have state here, which was in an arc new. Let's not do that. We're not putting this in an arc. But events will be an arc new of a mutex new of an empty vec. I think that makes more sense. So this will be an arc of a mutex of a vec of event. I know it's confusing, but if you've written enough Rust, you know, like typically arcs, atomic reference counting, you know that an atomic reference count will hold the mutex. So you have the atomic reference count, so I can actually borrow this, and then with the mutex I can lock it so I can be the only one to actually access it. Technically speaking, we may only need a read-write lock here instead of a mutex, because we could have multiple readers and just one writer. So let's just put that here. Possibly use RW lock. I think we can get away with a read-write lock instead of a mutex, but for now, like, this will just work. It just might be inefficient. All right, let me catch up on chat. Also, yeah, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for hanging out and watching me stream. I'm not ending stream right now, but I just want to say, like, thank you, because I have 27 viewers on Twitch, but I have 130 viewers on YouTube. When did that happen? My viewer numbers are crazy. I'm not used to them because apparently I'm a big YouTube creator. So thank you for hanging out. I hope you guys are enjoying the programming, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. If you want to like the stream, go for it. I think that helps it out. I don't know. People say that. It's nice to hit that little button. Yo, Neo Rabbit, thank you for the $4.99 super chat, sending some love. Thank you for the super chat on YouTube, dude. I appreciate it. That's super nice. You guys don't have to donate, but when you do, I super appreciate it. I think that's super cool. So that's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you're watching the stream right now and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And also, here, I'm gonna ask for this once, and I won't ask for it again, I promise. If you are watching the stream on YouTube or Twitch, and you have it on in the background, you're cooking, you're in the kitchen, you're laying in bed, you're doing something else, you have me tabbed out because you just want some noise in the background, just do me a favor, tab back in and just say something. Just say hi in the chat. Just let me know you're there. I know I have a lot of lurkers, and I normally don't ask anything of you guys. I think it's super cool that you guys are lurking, but I go ahead and just let me know if you're there and you're lurking. I would super appreciate it. It's super fun to see, just so I have an idea that, like, you guys are here with me. I think that's super cool. And then I won't ask anything else of you, dude. Just it's totally cool if you want to watch to lurk. Oh my god, yeah, okay. The chat's moving pretty fast. So thank you. Yo, lurkers, shout out to the lurkers. You guys are awesome. Like I said, only time I'm gonna ask you to do that. Appreciate it, dude. I love that you guys are lurking. I think it's super cool. That's awesome. And I know, like, a lot of people just like to have it on in the background. So that's super cool. So appreciate it. You guys can go back to lurking. Go do what you're gonna do. Like, I think that's super cool. That's awesome. Oh man. I'm also curious, like, do people watch me when they're like, do people watch the VODs? Like, is someone watching a live stream from like a week ago from me or like a month ago? Because I leave them all up. Because like whatever, doesn't no skin off my back just to leave them on. But I always wonder if people like actually watch the VODs or just put them on when they need something to watch in the background. It's interesting. Playing Diablo and watching, dude, that's awesome. Does troubleshooting not expect to shut down while listening to? Yeah, oh yeah. If you're troubleshooting right now, I don't even count that as lurking. I feel like you're actively watching. Yo, what's up, Boris the Geek? Thank you for the $10 super chat on YouTube. Super lurk. Yeah, that is a super lurker right there. That is my favorite kind of viewer. They lurk in the background and they pop up every so often to give me money. I'm kidding. But yo, dude, that's awesome. Thank you, man. That's super funny. Would you share your GitHub and the source for the parallel stitching tooling you've written out there? Yeah, oh yeah, it's all shared. If you go find the video, you can find it. Links to my GitHub should be on my page and stuff. You might actually be able to do !GitHub in the chat. I'll do it right now for you. I think it'll pull up my GitHub. If it doesn't, oh, it's not going to, is it? I need to fix that. Well, we'll figure that out because that should do that. But my GitHub username is here. I'll put the link in the YouTube chat for you. I'm typing it out by hand, so that's how serious I am. There you go. I've been watching your AOC 2025 up to day 11. Dude, that's awesome, man. Heck yeah, that's great. You see the VODs? That's awesome. That's awesome. Yo, what's up, NMBB? How you doing? Hearing your amazing programmer voice. That's funny. I've literally watched every video you've published. Dude, that's a real fan, dude. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Bahamas something? Yeah, it's close enough. Dang. So, yo, shout out to lurkers. You guys are awesome. That's super cool. Like, you guys are the reason I got the high viewer count over here. That's amazing. So, yeah. Viewers like you make this possible. All right, so what do we got here? We have an arc of a mutex of a vec of event, and that means we have to update the state to just be state of app state. This will also get the state. Technically doesn't need it, so we might just be able to omit that, but that's fine. So this gets the state here of the app state. So we should be able to do this, right? We should be able to say let mut. Actually, we don't need mut. We just need events equal state dot events. There's no way it's that easy. Dot lock. This can't be right. This can't be that easy. Something's gonna break here. Something's not gonna work. I don't even know what kind of object we have here, so let's just go ahead and print it out to the screen. Well, I don't even expect this to compile. Like I said, I do not expect this to compile. Okay. Oh, yeah, we probably should actually pull in what kind of mutex we want here, right? Do we use the Tokyo mutex? Okay, this is so interesting. In their example, they use the standard library arc and mutex. They don't use the Tokyo ones. Oh yeah, look at this. They call .expect. They don't call .await on them. Interesting. Okay, so they're not the async variants. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just interesting. Oh yeah, I've even pulled it up here, so that makes sense. You have to derive clone on app state. That makes sense. They have that in their examples. Derive clone. It's a very shallow clone because it's just an arc. Those are super easy to copy because all the work gets done at runtime. Don't use any language server processor or LSP or whatever. Language server process. Is that what it is? I don't know. No, I don't use it. I have it disabled. I have it installed on my Vim and I don't use it for any languages. Language server protocol. Thank you. Yes, that's right. No, I don't use it. I find it very, very distracting. Like I just find it so distracting. In certain situations like that situation where I want to find out what kind of object it is, it'd probably be super useful, but I don't know, man. I'm a boomer. I find it distracting. That's really what it comes down to. Let me catch up here. Read, write, log, and send the mutex. That's what I'm thinking. Well, I don't know if you're suggesting that or you're asking, because that's why I have this note here. But a little to do there. That way I won't forget. I'll be nice and highlighted. All right, so if we cargo build, that works. If we cargo run, we can go over here. We can run this against the root, which just gives us name Dave. That makes sense. And then we can do /events, and this will crash the server, which is fine. That's what we wanted. So we got no events from it. Oh, we got an okay. Oh, you know what? Mutex.lock returns a result or an option. A result. It returns a result. So that's what happened there. So we just have to make sure that that was good. So let's just do something like this. .expect failed to lock mutex. In fact, you know what? Let's just change the mutex right now. RW lock. RW lock. RW lock. There's really just no other reason to do it. We just have to change the lock method. So what is lock? It has like a .read lock or write lock or something. Standard sync RW lock. I'll pull this up so you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, the documentation for it just has read and write. So you can think of it like two mutexes. It is not two mutexes, but you can think of it. So we have to just basically decide, what do we want? Do we want to read it or do we want to lock it? In get/events, we want to read it. So instead of lock, we just do .read on it. There we go. So now if we cargo run this, we go over here, we run this again, we should have just an empty array printed to the screen. It should just be an open and closed bracket. There we go. That's what we wanted. That's good. That's it. Now, we have this thing. We've pulled it out as read. Can we just return that here? Or are we gonna have to do some sort of like weird copying ownership type of thing? I don't know what's gonna happen here. Interesting here. Okay. It has the read, oh wow, I can talk. Read, write, lock, guard around it. Yeah, I think you need to use this then. But again, I don't know if it's going to complain about ownership now. Expected vec of value, found vec of event. Oh, you know what? Because we're not doing anything to turn it into JSON, we're just trying to return the actual object that has JSON serialization derived on it. So you might have to actually convert it to JSON before we remove it, or I'm going to make this up. I don't know if Axum supports this, but if we just do this, can we just return a vec of event? Does it know? Because it's wrapped in JSON, which comes from Axum, so I think that'll work. I'm making up syntax here. So, yeah, okay. This makes more sense, but now we're getting an error because we're trying to actually move it out of here, so we don't have ownership over this, so we can't really do that. We may be able to return some sort of reference to it. I don't know what Axum JSON supports, so we'll have to look into that. We could clone it at worst case scenario, but we shouldn't have to do that. We could also just convert it. We could JSON stringify here literally, but if Axum supports returning the actual object, we should probably do something like that. So let me catch up on chat. That's the reason I have an LSB. It's just for documentation in my editor. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. There's totally, like, probably legitimate reasons I should put it in there. Like, I should probably slowly start introducing some of this stuff just to be able to have, like, type annotations. If I could press a button and see what type that is, that'd be super useful. Maybe even just link to the documentation would be super cool. You guys want a piano break? I could do a piano break for you guys. Let's do it. Yeah, I'll give you the, I'll mute the mic. We'll give you the full thing. There you go. Much needed little piano break there. All right. I don't know how much more code we'll be able to write, but I think we have some stuff that can be done. There's still a little bit more we can do before we call it a night. Does that song have a name? Is this available on Spotify? So that is a good question. Yes, it does have a name. That was an original piece by me, probably written like 10 years ago. That's a variation of it, of course. The song is called Beacon, and it is available on Spotify. So I'm trying to figure out where to put this. I'm just going to write it out for you guys. Literally, if you go to Spotify, it's Dave Eddy. It's literally just my name. Just go look that up. The song is Beacon, and the album is, oh god, Signal EP 2017. I think that's what it is. How's this? This is how I give you guys information. I just make comments on a bash shell. Tosses loose change at up-and-coming musician. Yo, appreciate it. Thank you for the $2 super chat on YouTube. That's so funny. My wife said it was irritating her. Okay, well, divorce her. No, I'm kidding. This is perfect for my wife and I to be relaxing in bed listening to. Your comment about this irritating your wife makes so much more sense. I should have read that first comment from Max Reaper first. Oh, that's so funny. This is perfect for my wife and I to be relaxing too, but that's so awesome. Max Reaper and Max Reaper's wife, hello. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the music. It's on Winter too. Oh, interesting. How fun. I'm glad you know my albums better than I do. That's so funny. I mean, you probably just looked it up, but yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, it's a piano version of a different song I wrote. That's on the Signal EP. It's the first song on the Signal EP. Heliograph? It's been a long time, man. But yeah, I turned it into a piano version of it. So that's what you're hearing. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's raining really hard right now. It's very nice white noise from the rain. I like it. Is that a magic mirror on the wall back there? Yes, it is. I built it about 10 years ago, and I do want to do a video on it because it's a little Raspberry Pi. It's really, really cool. Better using comments than Echo? Yeah, exactly, because Echo could have weird side effects. What other programming YouTubers do you watch? I found your channel from your Progress Bar 2.0 video, and I want to find more people like you. I don't know how many more people there are like me. I'm going to be so honest and for real with you. I don't watch many other programming YouTubers. That's no hate. That is no hate. I promise you there's no hate there. It's just not the main content that I consume. I don't consume much programming content out there. I've been trying to a lot. I've been trying to be better about that because I want to do more collabs. I think this like community is really cool. I wish there was more of a community. It's just hard. Everyone is kind of like isolated on YouTube, I feel like. So, I mean, obviously go watch Bad Cop when she streams. She's awesome, but she doesn't produce like regular YouTubing stuff. He watches gambling guys. Yeah, it's literally not a joke. That's actually what I do. So like I don't really watch much programming content on YouTube. YouTube is my form of relaxation. So like programming content almost never comes up. Yeah, I'm trying to think because there are cool like tech creators that do programming. There are definitely some. I'll get back to you with some names because I can't think of names right now and I don't want to leave anyone off the list. I would feel bad about it. But I will have a better answer for that next time I stream. You once recommended Low Level. Don't you watch him? I do. I like Low Level. Yeah, Low Level's awesome. I don't know how much programming he does. He usually just like talks about like the latest like security vulnerabilities and a lot of news style content, which is cool. It's just, you know, like I kind of took that question as very literally about like programming specifically. But yeah, I like Low Level. Low Level's cool. Who else have I been watching? Oh, there was some guy I watched that did a really cool like VGA programming from scratch. I watched another guy do like a kernel module maybe. I don't know. Bunch of weirdos online, but I love them. I think they're great. So I'll get you a better list eventually. Yes, NMBB. How do you pronounce that guy's name? I actually don't know. Is it T-Soding? Is it just Soding? I actually don't know how to pronounce his name out loud. And then when I watch his video where he says his name, it sounds nothing like it's written. So I have no idea how to say it. But I like him. He's awesome, dude. Yeah, Zoding. Okay, sick. Because I followed him on Twitter because I really liked his stuff. He did a lot of cool, like, he puts Raylib on everything, which is hilarious. And then he actually followed me back. He seems like a dope dude, like really cool content. So I love his stuff. His stuff's like unhinged. Yeah, Mr. Zozen. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. And I'm like listening to it. I'm like, that can't be what's written, right? Am I hearing this wrong? Am I crazy? Yeah, his content's super cool. Oh, Ben Eater. Yeah, dude. I watched Ben Eater's 6502 from Hello World from Scratch series on the breadboard computer. That was so sick, dude. That was so awesome. Collab when? Listen, I have a lot of creators I want to collab with. I've reached out to a bunch of different creators saying, like, I'm open to collabs. I don't have many ideas for them. I want to do more collabs. I am so open to them. Like, I would love to reach out and just, like, you know, be friends with these creators. And when I say friends, like, I don't mean we have to, like, text each other good night. I mean, like, literally just like, hey, like, you want to collab? Like, that'd be sick. That'd be super cool. And so far, like, the one friend I think I've made the most from here is Bad Cop. Like, Bad Cop's awesome. We've done the collabs and stuff. Yeah. Lori Wired has some great content. She doesn't upload too often, though. I know I've seen her stuff come up. It's really interesting. Like, I watched some video where she was talking about RAM. I watched another video where she was, oh man, I don't remember what it was about, but it was really interesting. That sounds ridiculous to say out loud. Like, I don't remember what it was. I just remember I had good feelings about it. Her stuff is cool, but yeah, she seems like one of those YouTubers who uploads once every couple of months. It's very high quality when she uploads, and she's got a huge following, but like the videos, I imagine, take a long time because they're very high quality. Yeah. All right. We're getting distracted here. I won't stream too much longer, but let's figure this out. We should get something going on here. All right, so we have to figure out how to actually copy this over. I don't think that's what we want. I think we're going to look at the documentation and try and figure out exactly what they want us to do if we return this from it. Because if I want to return something from a handler, I don't want to copy the entire thing just to serialize it. That seems silly. We could serialize it ourselves in the handler and just return a string, but I don't know if Axum wants you to do that. You know what I mean? So I guess we could search for JSON. Probably get something out of this, right? These seem like, yeah, these are extractors, so this is a little bit different. It works with any type that implements Saturday serialize. So yeah, I guess the issue is really just, well, wait, if that's the case, could we do this? Do you think it'll yell at me if I just do this? It probably will want a lifetime there. Yeah. And I don't really know what the lifetime would be. I don't know if we could just... Can you give it just the implicit one? Like, could we just do this? Yeah, see, no, because we're borrowing... Like, in order to borrow it, we have to lock it. Oh, man. Yeah, this is tough. In order to get it, we have to lock it. That's really what it comes down to. And when we return the data here, who knows when the caller of this function, the Axum library, who knows when it is going to serialize it. So we don't really have much here. Clone it. I think that might be what we have to do. Yeah, that's the other thing. Avoid copying by serializing it manually. I think we could do that. We might have to look into how to return the right content type. Axum recommends you clone the result and use a type that is cheap to clone, like arc. Interesting. Yeah. If they just had an example of it, it'd be really awesome. Because, like, they just construct a new JSON thing here. If my JSON was... I need to construct JSON of something that's in the shared state. It'd be nice to not... Well, I mean, maybe they... I don't know. I guess I gotta figure it out. Task local variables. Interesting. There's a lot that goes on here. Yeah, because if we were to pull it out, like, we would have to make this clonable, and then we'd have to clone all the strings, and that's like so much work there. Pretty sure JSON string will make it double serialized, serializing a string of serialized JSON data. Does string serialize it? I don't think it would work like that. Let's just test it out, just see how it works. I don't think this is right, so I don't think this is right. Let's do this. Let's do let s equal. We have events here. We can do Saturday JSON to string pretty on events dot expect failed to serialize. I still think we're gonna have to borrow something here for this to work and get rid of the semicolon, and then we can just return string here. And if we do that right, then we can just return s here. I think this is still gonna fail because of a reference issue. Well, also it's gonna fail because I'm missing a semicolon. Too stringy pretty. Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was. Yeah, it's because we're trying to... toString pretty takes a reference to the object because it doesn't actually take ownership of it. So, okay, that works. If we run a cargo run on this, then we go over here and we run this, we get the events as a string. Okay, no, you're right. It stringified the thing like it was JSON. Yeah, so it's still treating it like JSON. I'd have to like return it as raw bytes or something. So yeah, it's still not right. There's definitely a cleaner way of doing this. Why can't I move this window? Oh, okay. Yeah, so this isn't right. Obviously, I knew it wasn't going to be right, but that's okay. Store the events as a vec arc of event and clone them. Yeah, you could do that. Derive clone on event. Yeah, that's going to be a very heavy thing. I just have to think about this because, like, what is the right? I have to get back in the right. I have to get back in the Rust mindset of things. I have a vector of events, and my goal is to serialize them. I should just be able to pass in a reference and serialize them, and that's exactly what I do here. But if this function needs to return the object itself, it needs a copy of it because who knows when the serialization will happen, or it needs to take a reference to it. And we can't do that. So we have to copy it. Like we do if we want to return it as a sort of thing. That can be serialized. Otherwise, we need to just return this as like bytes. Oh wait, hold on. I'm stupid. I have JSON here. If we just made this a string, then this just works, right? If we just made this a string and we just returned it here. I know it'll yell at me because I don't need this let s here. There we go. That makes sense. We're not going to have the right content type because it's a string. So if I put an I here, you can see that it says it's text plain. So clearly that's not right. But at least we're getting the right data here. I wonder what the idiomatic way is. Like, what do they recommend? If I were going to store data in the app state and I needed to construct a new object, as lame as it is to say, it feels like copying it is the right answer. But then if I wrap everything in arcs, then it's a pretty shallow copy. But still, it's so heavyweight for it. It feels excessive, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. That I have to be the one to serialize it. Serializing with Saturday JSON at this point, you have the reference is probably the correct idea. Saturday will just walk the event array and serialize it as they go. Yes, exactly. Like, that makes sense. And I've already acquired the lock. So right here, I've locked it. So nothing will change. And then I walk everyone and serialize it, and then I'm done. Like, this code is so simple what it does. Like, that, I agree. That seems like the right way to do it, I think. Well, this is something I will figure out later. I will not figure it out right now, because for now, this works. Let's do this. Put it here. Yeah, so maybe just something like that. That's fine. I don't actually hate this. Yeah, I don't need the let. That's why I said it would yell at me if I do a cargo clippy. It should just actually yell that I did that. Yeah, so, yep. Get rid of that unnecessary let. Which means get rid of the semicolon too. And we also don't need that because there's, like, who cares? I feel like the correct approach depends on the read-writes balance and frequency. I'd want to see how people are returning JSON objects from complex objects that are stored in the state. Because, like, here's my brain. My brain's like model view controller, you know, where it's like, I have the state, and then I have the object I want to give the user. Those are different things. I'm not giving them what's in the state. I should be reconstructing what to give them. So I think, like, the right thing from a how the code should look, like clean code, would be that we copy over what's in state and we give it to the user. We copy over things from our model and we put it in the view. That's what makes sense to me. It's just that these are so the same thing. My internal state is just a vector of stuff. I feel like I should just be able to give it back. But maybe that's just my mistake. Maybe I should be doing the copying and stuff. However, this just works. This just works. If we just can return the content type, then, like, we're good to go. Setting the content type is done by this? Where do I put that? I'd have to see where to actually put that. I don't really understand where that goes. Yeah, because realistically, I just need to take the data, like what you guys suggested. I just need to take this data that's in the app state and turn it into a different type of struct that I will return. So one just needs to be converted to the other. But I think at the end of the day, that's you're gonna have copies. You're gonna have clones, which, like, it makes sense from how this is. But who cares? This works right now. We don't have the wrong content type, but we're gonna leave this as is for now, and we'll figure out the right way to do it later. Because if I run this, we can get our events, and they work. Now, there's no events, so we're going to need to be able to post events. So let's go ahead and add that functionality next. So we have this. We can do... actually, here's a question for you guys. I don't do HTTP endpoints that much. If we're going to post to this, should it be /events plural? Or should it be event singular? Is this a matter of taste and subjectivity? I don't actually know. Because I feel like I would either... I think you just post to events. I think that sounds fine. Let's just leave it like that, and let's just go ahead and implement it. So if we post to events, now we have to figure out how to actually pass data in. So let's just do this. There we go. Let's cargo build that, see what happens. Cool. So we need the post function. Makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, that works. That's awesome. Events as many go there. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that makes sense. I check my own code and I just clone it. Individual types are arcs, so it's cheap. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I wonder if it should... Yeah. Yeah, you guys might be right. The state might have to have... The vector might actually just have to store arcs of them. Every single one is reference counted. That seems crazy, but like, I don't know, man, Rust is weird. Unless I'm doing something very obvious. The nice thing is, here's the beautiful thing about being a content creator. When I cut this up and I turn it into a video, I will get comments from people that will tell me the right way to do it. Because a lot of people know the right way to do it, or a lot of people will look up the right way to do it and then comment it as if they already know. And I don't care if you guys do that. It doesn't matter to me, because at the end of the day, you guys will just tell me the right thing to do, and that's awesome. So, you know, I'm not too worried about it. Interesting. A multiple expected post events, single event. Oh, gotcha. I see. All right. Let's figure out how to post now. Let shared state our clone. Move body, create user. So this calls a create user function. And that's so interesting. What does the function signature look like? That's what I want to know. Because I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to have a path. Because they don't have a unique number like that. We can assign a UUID to them eventually. But we need to be able to get information from the user. So what is this type body? JSON payload, JSON create user payload. Okay. And you need to be able to deserialize it. Okay, that seems fine. So we have the state, and then we have this. The JSON payload, create user payload. We'll call this create event payload. So now we can do this. We don't need to serialize it. We just need to be able to deserialize it because it comes from the user. Struct create event payload. In order to create an event, you will need a message of a string and a level, which is also a string. Let's just make sure this compiles. It compiles. Okay, cool. Let me catch up on chat. Started JSON from value is probably what you need, as it would return your JSON and you get the content type set. And since Saturday won't clone, it's free once you get event array ref. From value? Doesn't that mean I need a Saturday JSON value? Like, it doesn't that... What does from value do? From value takes a JSON value and turns it into a struct type T. So I think that's deserializing. We were trying to serialize. Yeah, exactly. From value means that I have a Saturday JSON value already and I need to turn it back into its thing. I don't think I want from value. I think that's the opposite of what I want, unless I'm misunderstanding. Yeah, I think that if I were to do things right, I think I really need to consider how my data is stored. Like, I store it in a shared state, and then if I want to serialize it, I have to turn it over into a new piece of data to eventually be serialized. But again, so we have our create event payload, and create event goes here, so someone posts to event. So here's what we should do. We should be able to get the events, and we get that by getting the write lock. And then now that we have that, we can say let event equal, let's do this here actually. Let event equal, what do we call it? We just call it event, nice. and we will just copy things out of the payload into this. It's going to be an exact copy. We could probably implement from or whatever on this, but for now it'll basically say take the message struct should be whatever's in payload.message, and the level will be payload.level. Now, of course, we can add things in the future like recorded at will be current timestamp, you know, so we can do things like that. But for now, we just have these two things, and then we acquire the write lock, and then we do events.push event, and that's it. Here's what we should do. Add a UUID field here and return it to the user. So when we make the new thing, we should add a UUID and we should return it to the user down here. So like to do return the UUID. So when we get to the bottom, we should return the UUID. For now, we'll just say UUID here, LOL, and we'll turn that into a string. So that's what'll work. I think we need a star here, and I think that's it. Let's go ahead and put this in its own scope so we won't hold the lock that long. That should be good enough. Can't be to reference, expect a string found result. Okay. Oh, I wrapped it in okay. I just did that. That's just muscle memory that kicked in there. That's so funny. This has to be mutt. Can't be to reference. Is it just this? There we go. So this should work. This should work. You could destructure the payload there. Yeah, I could totally do that. All right. As long as your lockguard T is serializable, you're... Interesting. Either way, let's test this out now. So we should be able to write events to it. So if we cargo run here, we go over here, and we list the events. There they are. Beautiful. In all their glory. There we go. We have no events there. So let's go ahead and post a new event. So we can do x post dash dash JSON. I think curl has a JSON flag now. And then I can just... How does the JSON flag work? I think it sets the content type. And then I think I can do this, right? Like... Can I do that? What am I missing here? There's an example from Axum if you want to use anyhow. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't mind using anyhow. I like anyhow. What's wrong with my curl command? Oh, JSON just actually takes the data. Oh, I didn't realize dash dash JSON actually passes the data in. Oh, that's beautiful. So of course I'm confusing it. Failed to deserialize the JSON body into the target type, missing field message. Oh, cool. I actually got the message from the server. That's beautiful. So let's go ahead and make some messages then. Let's go ahead and say message foo, and the level will be debug. Just an arbitrary string. UUID here, LOL. Hey, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and grab the events. Look at that. We got it back out. How beautiful is that? Let's go ahead and post the same message. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get it out. That's amazing. That is amazing. It just works. So if we were to do something like for I in 1.1000 do, we'll curl it to it, and we'll do something like the message will be... Make sure I quote that right. There we go. Done. So let's go ahead and curl it that many times. Let's go ahead and put some data here too, actually. Echo $I. There we go. So, okay. So we're just going to go ahead and post 1,000 things to the server. So it's working. It's working. Something's happening. Shouldn't take long to hit 1,000. Beautiful. And then if we get the data back, we have 1,002. That makes sense because there were already 2 in there. And if we run it through JQ, look at this. We have all our events in order with the newest one at the bottom. So this is a super simple example, but obviously the goal is that this server will sit on my network and any other servers in my house can talk to it. They can post events to it. So when a server's rebooted, any server, I keep using the word server interchangeably. When any of my machines on my network that I control come up from a reboot, I'll have them post an event immediately saying I booted, so I can figure out what's going on there. When, like, I don't know, my garage door opens, I'll have an event go out. When an update takes place, I'll have an event go out. When some machine that shouldn't have people logging into it gets a login, I'll have an event go out. Things like that. And then I can just run this, and I could do something like -r like this, and then I could say .message. There we go. I could do something like this. I could pipe it to, what do I want? .level, comma, .message, pipe that to tab separated values. And there we go. Now I have like a log, basically a tail of the last X events. In this case, it's every single event. So I could make it look like a tail-f. So you're just building an event bus. Yes, exactly. That's basically what I'm doing. The idea will be that maybe I'll persist this to disk. Maybe I'll put it in a database. I don't know now. Right now, I don't even care about that. I'm more interested in just the real time. So I'll probably just have a ring buffer of like 10,000 events. And I'll eventually, so I'm going to call the stream here soon. I'm getting a little bit tired, but I will eventually extend this so you can curl events, but I want to be able to do something like curl events follow equals true. And then if I do that, it will give me the last X events, and then it will pause. It will pause and it will stream new events as they become available. I'll do like new line separated JSON or some sort of format like that. I haven't figured that out yet. Or I'll do like live, /live. And this will give me new line separated JSON where it'll give you the last X events, and then it will pause and it will show you events as they come in real time, like you're tailing a log. If you want to log into the server and tail the log, fine, you can do that. But if you want to be able to access this over the network, so I could put that up on my magic mirror, like the last 10 events that I saw in the magic mirror, and I can see them as they come in live, that's the goal. That's what I'll do. So it'll look like what, server sent events or whatever, something like that. That's my thinking. That's my idea. That's what I think makes sense. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. There's a whole bunch of stuff that already does this. There's a bunch of software that can do this. There's event buses out there. There's all different types of software. We are reinventing the wheel here, absolutely. But this gives me control over it. And the reason why I like this is because, here's the reason why I really, really like this, is because I use Nagios at home to alert me when certain things happen. I get events when people get a DHCP lease on my network. I get events when new Wi-Fi clients become available, things like that. So those get sent to my phone via pushover. I'm creating a layer between them. So instead of going directly to pushover, I'm going to have them go to this server, and this server will be in control of what will actually get pushed out. Because this server gets new events. All we do here is write the event to our internal ring buffer. ... to do, make this a ring buffer. What I also want to do is to do dispatch this new event to exec queue. So this is a feature that I want to add later, but basically when there's a new event, I want to throw it into a queue in this server program that will execute a script. This could be any script the user supplies, but it will basically say, hey, execute this script when a new event is received. And in that script, in that program, I can do logic like see which host sent it, and if it matches a certain level of severity, then I will alert my phone. So I could say like, oh, if we get debug level events, I don't care. They'll show up on the mirror. I can go tail them. I can look at them. Not a big deal. But if I get warning or critical level events, I want those going to my phone. So I will also send them over to like pushover or something so they'll show up on my phone. So that's why I want it. I can scroll through like a list of things where it's like, oh, new DHCP list or new DHCP lease. The garage door has been opened. Front door has been opened. Things like that will show up there. And then certain ones like, oh, I don't know, garage door opened at 3 a.m. Hey, maybe send me a pushover notification like, probably shouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. So that will be V2 of this. But for now, I'm just going to call it here for tonight because this is actually pretty good progress. We have a basic web server. All that data is lost, by the way, because I, closed it and reopened it. So there's nothing there. But we can go ahead and add new events to it. And let's just control C that. So now we should have, what, 128 there, 127? Yeah, that sounds about right. So, yeah, they're being lost there. We could probably persist them. SQLite might make the most sense. But for now, this is kind of what we have. And this is actually pretty cool. So I like this. I think this is pretty cool. You're writing a Dave. Dave's aggregated viewer of events. Yo, I like that. That's a great name. Vec. Oh yeah, we've used that. VecDeck or whatever that is. Yeah, we've used that in the past for Advent of Code. So I'm at least aware that it exists. So that is pretty cool. Could you get events like see when a device has bad sectors? Here's the beautiful thing. Yes. Because I use like Nagios for my reporting, or you could technically use anything. I could just have like health checks that run, and when there's a critical health check, we send it to my event server, and then we can, collate all those events together, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Please name the project Dave. Maybe. We'll see if I name it Dave. I do like the idea of just like, yeah, Dave's you know what? Listen. I really like naming it Dave. Dave's aggregated viewer of events. I've gotten to the point now where I kind of want to just start naming software like Dave's this, Dave's that. Like, it's silly, but like I reinvent the wheel often because I just like to have it like that and I enjoy programming. So yeah, I might as well just start like putting Dave in the name of these pieces of software because it's fun. So I might do that. Fun stream. Thanks as always. Yo, thank you guys for hanging out. That's it. Yeah, I'm going to call the stream here. I'll jump off in the next like 2 minutes or so. So I'll hang around for a little bit. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, dude. I appreciate it. So cool. I'll put this source code up somewhere. It'll be on my GitHub. If you catch this VOD later on YouTube, I'll put a link to it there. Because I got to clean this stuff up a little bit before I push it. But yeah. You're doing Rust. I was really hoping you do other than Bash. I love this. That's great. My next video, I do a lot of C, so have fun with that. I might actually name this Dave. I know it sounds so stupid, but like, dude, I kind of like that. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to come up with something like that. A Dave command. Yeah, wouldn't it be funny just to be like, I don't know, Dave-L debug. Uh-oh, we had an issue. Like, Dave... I don't know, new. And then I could run like Dave on its own and it will just do the live stream. It'll show me the live stream of events or something like that. And we also need certain things. Because the server might be down, I also want a timeout. I want to be able to say like -T5. Like, try to post the event, but if you can't do it for 5 seconds, like, just give up. Like, there's nothing else we can do. Also, it'd be nice if this thing had a UDP listener so you could talk to it like you do talk to it, like syslog, stuff like that. So... yeah, we'll figure out some fun stuff with this, but yeah, I enjoy building this stuff. I especially enjoy building on stream. It's a wild experience. Dave message. I do like that too. That's cute. Yeah, because I feel like I'm gonna be writing a lot of software. I don't know if I can't name every piece of software Dave, but I like D events or something like where I just put D in front of it. Although. D-bus, D-message, so and I'll come up with something, but if I can't, I don't know if I want to call it Dave because I feel like that'd be so much. I mean, also, of course, YSAP events. I could call it YSAP. What was it? There you go. There's the YSAP command. DV, I kind of like that one. I kind of like that one a lot. I'm sorry, Dave, I cannot do that. I'm actually just call it DV. Instead of like EV for events, I'll just be DV. I actually kind of like that. Like DV, tail -F, DV, tail. Let me get the last 500 events. Let me DV search for DV list events that have a level of debug, something like that. It'd be kind of nice to be able to like skirt over them a little bit. And bonus points if the server could intercept these filters and filter it server side instead of client side. Yeah. It would make it so the acronym isn't recursive. That's good. You know how, dude, I can't commit DAEV to muscle memory because this just, you know how many times I've typed my own name? There's no way I would lose my mind if it was DAEV. Oh man. All right. Well, that's it from me, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I had a lot of fun here. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll put this code up online. I'll turn it into a long form video eventually. Definitely want to work on it more in the future. So maybe this will be like a part 1 style video. But yeah, there are a bunch of DV star commands, but they're all for slurping video over Firewire. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Yeah, because at a certain point, you got to just reuse commands depending on how prevalent they are, things like that. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. If you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and hit that follow button if you haven't followed already. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. What are you doing? I want to get more subscribers. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to call it here. That's all I got. Have a good one, everyone. Take care.